Jim Henson didn't set out to change the world, and he didn't set out to revive the art of puppetry either, but he sure did. He also left a legacy, one that his daughter is helping to pass on.
Hello there, my name is Jim Henson, and I'm a puppeteer.
Jim Henson put his heart into everything he ever did. From storyboard to finished product, he marched to a beat all his own. He was a true original. And now, some 20 years after his death, the Smithsonian Institution and the Jim Henson Legacy created a touring exhibit to honor him. His daughter, Heather Henson, is part of the project.
Definitely my dad's story is an extraordinary story because he was a farmer. He grew up the son of a farmer in Mississippi, you know, and then to achieve this, he did not come from an entertainment family. He did not come from a wealthy family.
I was interested in television, in films, in art, and actually then when I went into puppetry, I found that I could combine all of this stuff.
He had an unstoppable optimism and belief that good overcomes evil and that truth will prevail. And you see that in his stories, you see that in his shows, but also in his own attitude and his own work. Even in this exhibit, you can see how many times he was pitching the Muppet Show for years and years and years, pitching this idea. I don't think he ever was going to give up until he got these things done and these projects done.
And once he did, he never stopped. He was prolific, creative, and innovative. He revolutionized the use of television as a form of education. He brought puppetry to the forefront in the age of video, and he brought heart and soul to the many projects he was involved in. But then, in 1990, at the age of 53, it all stopped. Jim Henson died suddenly and unexpectedly. One of the truly great forces in the entertainment industry was gone.
It was a huge, huge loss, and I'm still very raw about it. It's still really raw, of course, yeah. Especially, you know, actually another wave of rawness comes when you look at his timeline and you realize, like, he was at such a peak. What was going to happen? What would have been the next project? What would have happened? I don't know.
What happened? Do you even, because it was kind of like, well, he had the flu and he didn't go to the doctor. What happened to Jim?
Believe me, I still, it's a tough one to figure out.
So it was as big a shock to you guys as it was to everybody else?
Yeah, it was a mutated, I would say, like a mutated bacteria that is very, very, very aggressive bacteria that just ravishes people's systems. And there were more cases at that time, but you still hear about the cases every once in a while.
But it was basically, he didn't have any idea, right? He thought, well, I just push through this and I'll be better in a few days.
No, yeah.
And by the time they got attention, it was just too late.
Yeah. Yes. Health is a huge, I don't know what you say, value in my life, and making sure that we take care of ourselves and take care of the planet and take care of the balance of the different parts of our life. I don't know if he could have seen that was coming. I don't know. It's really freaky and it's very strange. And like I said, whenever once in a while, when a story comes up, I'll clip it out of the newspaper and save those bizarre cases because it does still come up.
Heather Henson has gone on to become a highly respected puppeteer in her own right. She always knew she had the talent and the desire, but her father's death tested her resolve. Was there a time, Heather, when you wanted to get as far away from this as you could, that was his life and not yours? And did you come back around to it, or?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. And this, I think the first few years after my father passed away, there was a lot of focus in the family that we had to take care of things that were going on. So there's a lot of focus on it. I have kind of in my own life gone and worked on a lot and developing my own aesthetic and my own vocabulary, and I have my own style of puppetry that I do and my own interests that I'm doing. And it's in all of this work, this tribute work that we're doing, that I have always loved my dad's work, but there's a new appreciation for it in the process of going back into the archives and me watching these videos over and over again. And I think the work is absolutely brilliant. I love it. I think it's timeless. I think it works still today as it worked then when he made these shows. I think what's interesting about this exhibit this many years later, like coming on 20 years later, I don't know if that's something I guess I don't know. Did he realize at the time how powerful this work was that he was doing and how much he was changing the world? I don't know. That one I don't know.
What do you think he would think?
Well, he's very humble. I don't think he ever, you ever said that to him? Like, wow, you changed the world? I don't think he would agree with that. I don't know.
But you know.
I don't know.
You know that he did.
Well, and you don't realize it until you put these exhibits on. You hear people's reactions, or you read the guest books, and you read, oh my goodness, this stuff means a lot to people.
Surely I could always be that way again, and yes.
In the beginning of his career, no one would have guessed the impact that a puppeteer could have on society. But we did grow accustomed to Jim and those far-out creatures of his, and to this day, they continue to eat their way into our hearts.